have this image of a big spider at the middle of a web, and this sense of all of these different threads going across. And of course, the way that spiders work is that they feel the movement on a particular line, and they know what's going on in their habitat, they know what's happening in their system, they know when someone's come into it, they know when lunch is ready. And that sense of within that system, how are we listening to all those different pieces of the web, and how can we make it easier, not just for ourselves to understand, but all the people within our business. Because surely if we're really focused on organisational engagement, then we want to have such a rounded understanding of how our organisations work that we can do that thing which is most complicated of all. We can make it simple. And we've got a fair smashing of people from the HR profession here this afternoon. I always think the easy thing is to write a 15-page policy on something. The hard thing is to bring it down to, this is my request of you. So what we've got on the tables in front of you is just some questions, sort of like four starter questions on engagement that you might just want to ask yourself. So it's this sheet here, and then the very first question is, whose engagement are you seeking to enhance? Why? Because it might not be your employees, it might be your investors. It might be your partners who are going to actually go and deliver your product or service. It might be that you need a deeper relationship within the community. And within that broader question of governance. So which part of it? So you don't have to go with me on my flight of fancy about being a spider, but which part of the organisational network are you thinking of when you think about engagement? Because you can't engage at all. And one of the challenges, even when we're thinking about employees, is which group of employees, when you're scant on resources, you're scant on time, are you really going to focus on? Because it's rarely about bringing everybody up. Sometimes we have to be very specific that this is the customer focusing team, or in my experience working with global brands, this is the design team. They're actually going to be creating a product which is going to be on shelf in 18, 20 months' time. If I see a real, I was thinking about hot spots across the map, if I see a cold spot sitting with that team, I've got a real concern. So, what would your map look like? How complex would it be? And if we look at that in terms of the thought process of a CEO, I thought this piece of research by IBM was really interesting because it really got into the heart of this. And it says, right, so the first part, I'll share these slides with you afterwards, so there's no, the point isn't seeing the detail, the point is seeing those three colours of the brain. And this purple part here is about innovation and partnerships. So really thinking about who we're working with to create the success of the future of the organisation. The red part of the brain is talking about relationships with customers. And with the range of organisations we've got here, with the customers or the consumers, and sometimes we're dealing with both, and how we're setting them up for success, understanding how their habits are changing. So for example, what's their relationship with our brand? How active are they with that brand? Have they heard of our brand? Start with the basics. Are they aware that we exist as an option? Secondarily, do they recommend that brand? So recognition and recommendation. And with all of these questions, it's about that active question of, do they recommend? Not the employee questionnaire question we've all sort of seen so many times, would you recommend this as a great place to work? It's a bit too passive for me. How about, have you recommended this organisation? question as a great place to work. Have you recommended this brand? Have you recommended this service?